In our case, it's about using the tools and technology that's out there to tell great stories and inspire others to be better humans and make this world a better place. DMA stands for Digital Media Art. It deals with areas of cinema, cinematography, filmmaking, television production, and animation. Digital Media Arts at Huntington University is one of the largest majors now on campus. I'm a 1989 grad of Huntington College. Our professors were all adjunct faculty members, and they would come and unlock the door to the studios on Monday nights, and we'd have our class and I could touch gear, and then they would lock it up, and we had to wait a whole week before we got to touch gear again. And I went and met with the president of Huntington College at the time, and I said, you know, I would love it if we could have a full-time professor there. And he goes, well, why don't you go on and get your master's degree, and you don't know, maybe good things will open up for you. And so I did. I went out and got my master's, and 5 years later I was back teaching at Huntington. I've been there ever since. You know, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. Even when I came in 1993, I was kind of that young faculty member that was looking at getting our students hands-on experience. We created this kind of like living classroom model. So we were doing all these fun creative projects up until 2005, and that's when we launched the Digital Media Arts program. Students would study for 7 semesters at our center, and then they would finish up with this amazing internship in LA, and then COVID hit, right, 2020. We were just really, praying about it and seeking direction, and it hit us like, why are we sending kids out to LA or out to wherever they're gonna do these intensive semester internships? Let's do it in-house. Let's skip forward to 2021. We create Forrester Film. We put this educational plan together, this immersive internship program where students get to intern under seasoned professionals. We work on these feature films. I always had a dream and a vision at Huntington to someday step into that feature film space. I'm blessed to work at a place that it gave me that opportunity. I just love stories. I love film. I love cinema. I love sitting in a theater. The first film that I ever saw was Raiders of the Lost Ark. I walked out of the theater going, I have no idea what I just experienced, but I have to be a part of this someday. I guess I would hope that people, if they would think of Lance Clark, they would think that he was someone that had a vision, and he cast that vision and he was able to communicate it in a way that people could latch on to it and want to be a part of fulfilling that goal and that dream of really transforming Indiana into a feature filmmaking state. Of course, I've had so many people over the years say, you can't do that, you can't make features, you can't shoot this, you can't do that, you can't afford it. I just plowed through it, and I'm like, well, let's see what we can do. The pioneers drove their wagons over the most stones, right? And I'm hoping that part of the legacy is we kind of trailblaze that so that behind us, it's smoother ground. And I think in the next 5 years, we're gonna see Indiana really transform into a creative venture space that people will be coming all over the world to create their content right here. That would be just so fulfilling to me to come back 10, 15, 20 years and walk into and just see it all happening and think, wow, God used me a little bit back in the day to be a part of this. I'm a pioneer.